say fuck it and go for it. There's no amount of excuses that you can come up with your head because we're all broken in some form of way. I'm gonna take care of myself. I can depend on myself. I love that y'all think so highly of me. Life really does get a lot easier. I actually understand that that is fact because I really thought I was gonna be so depressed, throw and tell myself to chill the fuck out. We don't have to be out here seeking to be in a relationship. Turn-ons that really just get us going, not want to have sex like that. No control over the matter. Please just like help me the fuck out, you know what I mean? Ooh, I'm so ready to get out of this uniform. Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Savannah if you are new here. If not, then welcome back. We're gonna be on hella chill vibes for today's video. I'm gonna just be getting unready, also answering some questions that you guys asked me over on my Instagram, just about kind of my life, girl talk, really just anything. We're just gonna catch up, chit chat, yeah. Hopefully you're watching this whenever you got off of work or something, because that's kind of like the vibe I'm on. I just got off, I had dinner, watched a little bit of The Ultimatum, and now I'm about to get ready for bed. So hopefully you're getting ready with me. That way we could just vibe out and spend the night together or spend the evening together. It's currently 7:48. I am actually about to real quickly change out of my work uniform because I've been in this hoe all day and I'm covered in like liquor and beer. So let me change out of my uniform and then let's hop up in this bath. I didn't really want to wash my hair, so I put my shower cap on because I think I can go at least like one more day before I wash her. Today has honestly been such a long day, but I'm so happy to be home now and just to be getting ready for bed so I can just relax and enjoy the rest of my evening because today was low-key a little stressful. First question, which is a silly one, is where's the mousse blanket that's on your bed? So I'm assuming you're talking about this one. I think it's actually reindeer, but I'm pretty sure I got it from Target or Walmart if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, to answer that question, how long do I see myself working at Hooters? I'm actually currently trying to get out of working at Hooters. I did go ahead and apply to something else that's actually not in the service industry at all, but I have been trying to get out of Hooters for a while now, so probably not too much longer. What was my most painful tattoo and where? My most painful tattoo honestly probably was my side tattoo. I'll show you guys. I actually do need to do like an updated tattoo tour because I have so many tattoos now. This is the tattoo that I'm referring to. I don't know what it was about this tattoo, but right here, like on the fat part of my stomach, that hurt like a bitch. I definitely shedded a tear whenever I got this one. Next question, am I single? Yes, y'all, I am single as a Pringle. I'm really in this like self-love healing phase of my life. This is the first time I've ever been actually fully alone. I'm not living with anybody. I'm not with anybody romantically. And honestly, it's really peaceful. It's not like I'm blocking my blessings or anything. I'm definitely like open to whatever is destined for me, but I'm just kind of in this place of solitude right now where I'm not really hunting for anything. I'm not like out in the market just dating around, if that makes sense. So I'm just kind of vibing with myself and I'm really enjoying it. I've been loving solitude and I definitely could do a lot better with like going on solo dates and things like that. But I've just been really at peace with being home, being by myself, not being with anyone. So yeah, I'm very much single. How has church been going? I have recently started going back to church. I think the reason why people turn to God is honestly because we're all broken in some form of way. And I definitely just started really feeling a calling for wanting to go back to church. If you guys don't know, I have not been to church probably since maybe my freshman year of high school or something like that, or maybe once in a blue moon for like a holiday or something like that. So recently I've been going to this church called Social Dallas. It's located obviously here in Dallas, Texas, but it's a really big church. It's up and coming. Nonetheless, my walk with God has been a healing journey in its own situation. So going back to also being single, like I'm in this very much like self-discovery phase of my life. I'm really just pushing towards healing that relationship with Christ, but also healing my relationship within myself, just growing as a woman. So no, I'm not necessarily looking for anything. I'm just trusting in God's timing, honestly, and what's meant to be will always be. So this person's asking where I got my sleeve done. If you guys live in the Dallas area or just DFW area, I actually went to this little tattoo shop called Fine Line in Garland. There's two locations. There's a Garland location and then there's also a Mesquite location. I went to the Garland location and the guy who did my tattoos name was Thomas. So if you're ever in the area or you want to get a tattoo done by Thomas, he's at Fine Line in Garland. Do I still have my nipple piercings and how long did it take for them to heal? So yes, I still do have my nipple piercings and I would say it took a couple months. Honestly, I've had them done for quite a while now. I think since I was 18, but I don't even remember. However, I've had them for a really long time, so I don't quite remember the exact healing process, but I do actually have a whole entire video on my nipple piercings and all of that. It's a really old video though, so if you want to go watch it, it's on my page. However, it is really old. How do you budget? I'm hoping to move out in the next year by myself, and I want some confidence. All right, girly, so within this question, honestly, you just have to kind of say fuck it and go for it. There's never gonna really be like a perfect timing. Obviously, if you really do not have, if you don't have not a decent savings, but I would say if you don't even have a savings account, this probably isn't the best choice for you to do. But if you have been like good with saving your money for a while now, and you have at least something in your savings account, I definitely don't think you should stress too much about living on your own or moving out, because it is going to be a learning process. It is going to be you have to experience it to kind of learn your way and your groove of things. I will say though, obviously whenever you move out, you do have to budget to some extent and be smart with your money. That's all it really is. I think as long as you know what your bills are monthly and you're at least like saving enough out of each paycheck to accumulate that money, so that way you can live in peace. And I think it's just so beneficial to live on your own and have your own independence. But I think we're all just nervous to take that leap. It's kind of just trusting yourself and knowing like, hey, this might be hard at times, but I'm gonna get myself through it. I'm gonna take care of myself. I can depend on myself, all of the things, and I promise you, you'll be okay. I don't want to lead you guys in a bad direction either. I will say when moving out on your own, make sure that you can be financially responsible for doing this and that you're going to have enough discipline in yourself to handle living on your own. But if you're prioritizing the right things and you know you can do it, I promise you, just take the leap. Also, knowing whether you just want to move out to flex and say, oh, I moved out, or hey, I really need to move out because this is what I need for my mental health. You know, what is kind of that deciding factor? Because if you can live at home, girl, live at home for as long as you can. Please live at home for as long as you can. If you really just cannot handle being in an environment anymore and you need to get your own place for your own mental health, then I definitely think that you should just take the leap. You can do it. I believe in you. You've got this. But yes, make good financial choices, please. How do you stay so independent and have such a strong mindset? I think whenever you guys ask me these questions, sometimes in my head, I'm like discrediting myself. Although I really shouldn't be doing that. I think we're all people. We all live and learn. But constantly I'm like, oh my gosh, like I love that y'all think so highly of me. I would say like I do really struggle with being independent. I think moving out has been a really good challenge for me, and I've grown to love my solitude within living on my own. But I've definitely struggled with being independent before. I think also growing up in a household where my mom constantly did everything for us, my parents did everything for us. I know like my family's literally a call away and I could call them and at least someone in my family will jump to help me, and I really am so grateful for that. But I think it also made me a little bit codependent at times, and so I'm really trying to unlearn that. And living on my own, I try to, you know, figure out a solution for myself first, and if I can't figure that out, then, you know, that's when I reach out for help, because it's not a crime to reach out for help. It's just I don't want to be so dependent on it, especially since I have been before. And then I think when it comes to having such a strong mindset, I think it's also just a growing process and a learning process. I've always been someone who's pretty open-minded and wants to grow, wants to learn, and I think really whenever you find that love within yourself and that trust within yourself, life really does get a lot easier because you don't depend on anyone else for your peace of mind or your happiness. You have it within yourself. And I think that's something that so many people preach, but not enough people actually understand that that is facts. Like if you do not love yourself, if you're not at peace with yourself, you'll never fully be at peace. What do you do to get yourself out of a rut? Thankfully, I have not been in a huge rut since I started living here. So we've been good. Honestly, y'all, I really have been thriving and I'm so content with that because I really thought I was going to be so depressed living on my own. I would say a few things are definitely getting out of the house, hanging out with my friends, being around people that can really uplift my mood. I would also say making sure I'm cleaning my space, because if my space is out of whack, I'm out of whack. So trying to stay on top of those things. I think also though, you do have to allow yourself time to rest, especially when you are in a rut or something hectic went on in your life. It is good to sit there and allow yourself to kind of feel sad about it and feel your emotions, because if you just shut them off, they're going to build up and then they're going to explode later on. So you want to feel your emotions, but you don't want to allow yourself too much time to kind of sit and grieve, because at the end of the day, life does go on. But in moments where you're in a rut, that is when you need to show up for yourself the most. Relationship advice. I don't really know what relationship advice I could give, to be honest. I think the best people come to you when you're not searching for them. If I could remind my younger self that, I strongly would grab myself by the freaking throat and tell myself to chill the fuck out. I felt like something in me was lacking and I needed the love from someone else. That is not the case, and I'm understanding that more and more as I get older. together, but just chill. We don't have to be out here seeking to be in a relationship. I would just sit back, fall back, and wait for the magic to happen. But within a relationship, I do think it is your responsibility to learn your partner, show up for your partner in the ways that they need. I think you should also strongly still have a sense of self when you're in a relationship. If you're in a relationship that is y'all are constantly together all the time, it can be great at first, but then it can also come to a burnout point where y'all feel claustrophobic and maybe like y'all are spending too much time together. So I think it's also very important to have your own sense of self within a relationship and to constantly be working on y'all's own self, but also be working together to better y'all's relationship. I've definitely been in a relationship where I did not get the treatment that I deserve, and no one should be sitting begging for someone to show up for them when they truly just do not want to, because if someone did want to show up for you, they would show up for you. Period, point blank. There's no amount of excuses that you can come up with your head for someone to not show up for you if they don't really care about you and want to make that effort to be with you. Mascara recommendations. Ooh, girl, yes. Let me put y'all on to my mascara that I've been using. So I've been actually no, it's in my makeup bag. Hold on, let me grab it real quick because I get questions about my makeup all the time, you guys, or my mascara all the time. So let me show y'all. This is the like lash combo that I've been doing. So I've been using this Lancome Silks Booster XL. It's just like kind of like a lash primer by Lancome. And then I've also been using this Makeup Revolution 5D lash. I pair these two together and honestly, chef's kiss. I also do curl my lashes. I'll do a little quick 1-2 with the curler, and then I'll do the lash primer and then the mascara on top of it. But some of my other favorites, I would say definitely the L'Oreal Telescopic. This one is so good, tried and true. Everybody loves this one. This Panorama, I don't know if that's how you say it, but this Panorama one by L'Oreal also is a really good one. I do remember loving this one for the longest time. That's by Lancome, this Lash Idol. This one is so pretty, and it definitely spreads out your lashes a lot. But those are a few of my top favorites. Another good lash primer would definitely be this Essence one. This one's also super cheap, but I'll use this one from time to time too. Do I think I'm a good driver? Okay, my driving history would probably say no, and the people riding in my car would probably say no, but I don't really think I'm that bad of a driver, but I think anyone who actually is a bad driver might say the same thing. So I don't know. I honestly don't think I'm that bad of a driver. Are you open to getting in another relationship or enjoying being single? So kind of, I think I already answered this. I'm definitely open to being in a new relationship. However, I'm not really actively like hunting for it or being so stern about like, oh, I really like this person, we like have to start dating or something like that. You know what I mean? I'm kind of just more in my go with the flow phase. I think it's also best to kind of learn people first before you jump into a relationship with them. So I'm kind of just in that, you know, go with the flow phase. What was my first job ever? My first job ever was working at a baseball concession stand. If y'all know what Baseball Nation is, I used to work the concessions at the baseball parks. We have 2 of them, I think. And yeah, I did that for a little bit. Honestly, I didn't really do it for that long because you got to choose when you wanted to work. You just be like, hey, I want to work on Saturday, and then they would schedule you. And yeah, that was like my first like actual paying job. What can I do about low sex drive? Trust me, girl, we've all been there before. And if anybody in the comments says they haven't, then I don't know, you're just a horny freaky fuck. When it came to me, when I had a low sex drive, I was definitely in a relationship and I felt like I was not being catered to emotionally enough. I think as women, we have like a buildup through our sex drive. I was actually just talking to my friends about this the other day, but I feel like for a woman, it's seeing your partner show up for you throughout the day. Those are like the little turn-ons that really just get us going. It's not necessarily like the heat of the moment, in the moment action, although it can be at times. For me, I know it was definitely a lack of like vulnerability in my relationship and feeling heard and feeling safe in my relationship at the time. And so it just in turn made me not want to have sex like that. I just didn't feel connected to that person, and I just didn't want to be just laying down to you know what I mean? Also, as women, we are going through a lot of hormones on a month-to-month basis, so that can play a factor. You're not always going to be a hornball 24/7, and I don't think that's realistic for honestly anyone. So I don't think you should stress yourself too much if you're going through this moment in time where you're just like, I'm just not really into it. And hopefully if you are with someone, they do understand and like listen to you and don't pressure you or make you feel like you have to, because that's also another issue within itself. No one should ever feel pressure to please their partner sexually if they're not in the mood for it themselves. Sex should be something that's enjoyable for both parties. So if it is not enjoyable on your behalf, do not allow anyone to force you into doing something that you don't want to do just so like they won't be mad at you, if that makes sense. Because I've definitely fallen guilty to this and it sucks. It leaves you feeling really gross inside and it leaves you just feeling like used in a way. It's not fun. How have I coped from living with someone to going solo? Like I said a little bit earlier, I honestly really thought that I was going to hate living by myself, or not hate living by myself, but just like I definitely thought, especially with the season that we're in winter season. And y'all know, like, everybody wants a cozy little boo in the winter season. But I've truly been enjoying it. I think I've learned to really love my space. Also, when I lived at my parents' house, I was constantly in my room. I never really went out in the living room. I was always kind of alone in my space. So that's how it feels. Like, I don't even feel like, I mean, obviously I'm in my own apartment, but I feel like I'm just kind of in my bedroom just to myself. I think almost I have to remind myself that I do need to go out and enjoy things with people and get out of the house because I've just loved it so much. And I definitely think I'll get to a point where that changes and I'm sad and maybe I'm super lonely. I don't really know what this whole journey is going to look like. I think emotions are going to come in waves, but I just know that right now I'm really in a peaceful place with it, and it really was such an easy transition for me. But even when me and Dwayne lived together, we were both very independent people within living with each other. I feel like I've low-key been living on my own for a while now, although it's not like I can just run down the hallway and go talk to Dwayne about something during the day, so that definitely sucks. But all my friends are just a phone call away or a drive away. It's not hard to pull up and talk to them or hit them up and call them and just talk about my day or anything like that. But yeah, I would say, like, when I lived with Dwayne, like, we were both pretty independent, so I still feel like my independence is the same. I'm just not living with someone. How to detach and get over someone you were so madly in love with. Actually, you know what, y'all? I think I'm gonna go make some tea while we answer some more questions because I don't want to just sit here and be boring the whole entire time. So let's go make my nighttime tea. I've definitely been getting a little sick, so I've been drinking this like organic tea. I went to the Herb Mart and I'm about to put you guys on. Here is a tea that I've been drinking. It's called Throat Coat. It supports throat health and immune function. It's by this brand called Traditional Medicinals, but it actually does not taste too bad. So I just take a little one of these. I'm gonna warm up some water in my mug. I think I'm gonna use a cutesy little S mug today. Oh, I need water. What was the question? How to detach over someone you were so madly in love with. Okay, so when it comes to this, I think, okay, I need you to figure out, was I really in love with them or was I trauma attached to them? Am I really in love with them or am I really just in love with the idea that I have in my head of them? When I left my messy relationship, whatever you want to call it, it was a long process for me.
And I'd be lying if I said I don't still struggle sometimes to this day.
I'm not even gonna sit here and lie and say that I was able to just leave after disrespect and call it a day and move about my life. I am too forgiving at times, and I forgave and I forgave and I forgave. I also did allow myself to get to a point where the bridge just had to be burned. Sometimes people learn that way, and that's okay. We're not all perfect. Not all of us can just sit here and be like, you know what, fuck you, you did some fucked up shit, I'm gone, you'll never see me a day in your life again. Some of us are a little empaths and think we can fix each other and love on each other, and if we just show so much love, then, you know, maybe they'll love us back. No, that's not always the case, but I think for me in my situation, I kind of just got to a point where I was like, hey, I actually have goals. I actually have things that I want to do in my life. I want to find someone who loves me in the way that I want to be loved, who doesn't make me feel like a problem, who shows up for me on their own. I don't have to teach them how to show up for me. And I want marriage. I want kids. I want to have a family. I want to build a future. And I just think that I was never going to get there. But I think detachment is a journey, and I think you have to be honest with yourself. I think you really do have to show up for yourself and not cave. You really do need to go no contact and kind of just separate yourself from the issue, because the more you allow yourself to reminisce and think back, the more you're going to crave that person. So I think it's being honest and having discipline for yourself and to know your worth. Peyton asks, what is the vibe/aesthetic of your new apartment? And you guys, I would say I honestly don't know. I kind of have two vibes that I'm kind of deciding between. One that's more kind of fitting to what, this is too high, I can't hold it. One that's kind of more fitting of what my old apartment looked like, but then also, and just like more soft, almost giving like cottagecore. So that was kind of one idea that I wanted to do, but then I also really want to go for like cheetah red, still vintage a little bit, but chic. I don't know, girl. I really don't know. I haven't bought any decorations for my apartment besides like my freaking, I didn't even buy it, my Christmas tree. But I literally have not bought any decorations at all, or really anything else for the apartment since I moved in, because I did just go ahead and invest in a brand new camera, and then I got a TV. I definitely just don't need to be spending money on apartment decorations right now, and I'm also not in that much of a rush for it. I just do not know what vibe I want to go for 100%. Like, if I could have the best of both worlds, I would combine both vibes because I think they're both so cute. I just don't really know how to mix the two because they're so polar opposite. I think I'm gonna leave my tea without honey because I want to try to drink it just straight today. Actually, you know what? No, I need honey. I need at least a little bit of honey, okay? Like, I can't just drink this shit straight. At least just a little bit, okay? Oh my god, this bitch is so hot. Next question. How has your relationship been with family since living out of home? I would say, okay, definitely I think because I live by myself, I have a lot more responsibility that is like all on solely my plate. And so I definitely think I've had less time with my family, which makes me really, really sad. But I know I have responsibilities and things that I need to do, and I do have to prioritize that. But I also do have to prioritize spending time with my family because boys are still so young, and I don't like missing out on anything that has to do with them. And I think just now, whenever I spend time with my family, I try to definitely make it a little bit more quality time and make sure, like, you know, I'm not on my phone and I'm really being present. But also I talk to my family every day pretty much, whether I'm Snapchatting them or I'm on the phone with them, FaceTiming them. I'm constantly talking to my family, so it's not like I don't talk to them. It's just I don't get to see them in person as often, and that definitely is a little bit sad. But if you've been watching my channel for a while, you understand that I'm not living in that same house. I can't. It's just, I think I thrive so much more whenever I'm on my own. So I definitely have been a lot more at peace, for real. Tattoo ideas slash inspo. Honestly, you guys, I do not really have any, like, oh, actually no, I do need to finish my whatchamacallit. I do need to finish my sleep. Oh my god, I'm literally about to drop this tea. Oh my god, that's so fucking hot. Oh my god, I totally forgot to do my eye cream. This is the Glow Recipe Avocado Melt Retinol Eye Cream. But no, I do need to finish the inner part of my sleeve. I just don't really know what I want to do. But recently, I've actually been thinking about getting a new piercing. I've been thinking about getting my smiley pierced. So I may do that soon. I know I want to get my back tattooed. And then I actually think I do want to do something on my arm. Or maybe even like a little half sleeve thing right here. I haven't decided. I do want more tattoos, girl. You know me. I love me a good tattoo. I love me a good piercing. So I definitely will be getting more. Help with anxiety. So, okay. When it comes to anxiety, girl, that is a puzzle that is going to be so hard to solve. Recently, what's been helping me, and I know this might not be what you want to hear, and that's okay. If you're not religious, this is definitely probably not what you want to hear. I think you can take it in whatever way you want to, but for me, I actually have been praying a lot. I have been, you know, whenever I find myself in these moments where I'm super anxious, I'm just like, I just start talking to him, and I'm like, look, God, like, I don't know what's going on right now. I just need you to take this weight off of my shoulders and help me to trust that you have a plan for me, and that your plan is the best plan, and that no matter what lessons come my way, I am capable of getting through them. I am strong enough to get through them, etc., etc. And I just like have a conversation with him, and I'm like, please just like help me the out, you know what I mean? But yeah, and then if you're not religious, I think taking a moment to just put your brain on pause. I really like listening to this like sound bath meditation song by Janae Aiko. It's called Calm Down. That is the most peaceful sound, song, whatever you want to call it. It just automatically puts you in this moment of just zen and peace, tranquility. And so yeah, sometimes when I'm really, really overwhelmed or anxious or just heavy-hearted, I will listen to that. But also recently, I've just been like heavy in my prayer and wanting to fix that relationship with God, and wanting to just kind of like put all my worries and problems up to him and know that everything is really out of my control. I think when you really know that things are going to happen the way they're going to happen and you have no control over the matter whatsoever, I think that honestly brings me a lot of peace, because no matter what I do, no matter how much I stress about this situation, the outcome is always going to be the outcome that it's going to be. Nothing that I can do can change it. So I think just finding peace within that. But anyways, you guys, thank y'all for catching up with me. I really, really enjoyed this video. I do really want to film a playlist video soon, so stay tuned for that. I've been just like, my brain wheels have been churning, girl. I've just been so ready to get back into content and thinking of different video ideas and things that I want to do. I would also love to do like a grocery vlog where I go grocery shopping and then cook dinner with you guys, so that could be really fun. But if you guys have any like video suggestions or things that y'all want to see moving forward in 2025, please let me know, girl, because I would love to just get back into my content. But yeah, if you're new here and you've never seen my face before and you would like to return to watch more of my future videos, definitely hit the subscribe button down below. And if you're already subscribed, go ahead and drop a red heart in the comments for me, just so that way I can know all of my sad babies. And if you don't have your notifications on, definitely turn those on. Give this video a like so that way other people can find it and get some advice, or just chit chat, hang out, enjoy their evening with me, relax. You know the vibes. But I love you guys, and I'll see you on my next one. Bye.